This guy with the big cheese on it.
Yeah. It's 10 o'clock. We'll call this meeting of the Jefferson County Water Authority to order. Can we have a roll call, please?
Greg Camp,
Here.
Matt Unrein,
Here.
Terry Thomas,
Present.
Mark Johnson,
Here.
Kevin Dennis,
Here.
Jim Caston.
All right. We have a quorum. Pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. On your agenda is item 4, the regular board meeting minutes from August 18th of 2022. Motion to approve.
So moved. Second.
Motion to approve and second. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Approval of bills on the agenda, 597, 140 and 63 cents. If there's any questions, otherwise we'll entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Motion and second. Roll call, please.
Greg Camp,
Yes.
Matt Unrein,
Yes.
Terry Thomas,
Yes.
Mark Johnson,
Yes.
Kevin Dennis,
Yes.
Jim Caston.
You have in your packets the collector well monthly progress report. They're steaming along. I know they're working on their second lateral. The first lateral went in to 180 feet. It was supposed to go to 200, but they're hoping they'll be able to make it up on one of the other 4 laterals, probably lateral 2. So things are progressing down there on the new collector well. I don't know if there's anything else you want to throw in, Jeff, or
No, I talked to Kirk yesterday and he said they've only got like 45 feet to go on the second lateral. But they had their slurry pump that they pumped that slurry out of there with that broke down on them. But they was going to pick up a new one yesterday afternoon. He said it might put them behind by a day or 2, but they'll be able to make that time up. But they're right on track.
very good, coming along rather well.
Yes.
We did have a meeting last week to discuss the CO2 injection system as well. Pricing for that, one, because it's through subsurface and there's no provider in the area. It's becoming harder and harder to find contractors that use that type of injection system. So we're looking at some options in relation to well rehabilitation moving forward. Obviously, something hopefully we won't need right away. You get a brand new collector well online, you shouldn't have to rehab it, say, for the first 4 or 5 years. But we're looking at some options there and actually be some cost savings. The quotes that were coming in from subsurface were about $180,000. What was not in the budget. And again, given the prevalence of the technology, the use by other contractors, you're kind of hitching your horse onto a one-trick pony there. So we're looking at some other options, but Brian, Dane and the team are working on that for us right now.
Is
But
that
things are
something,
coming along.
is that something, Greg, that it would be a maintenance issue then? If
It
not
is.
so many people can service it, are we kind of
Yeah,
shooting our?
that's the concern is
Yeah.
that because basically, if you're talking with the Burns and Mac team, we are the only collector well with well 1 in the continental United States that uses the CO2 injection system still.
Wow.
Every other one in the lower 48 that they know of use more traditional rehabilitation methods. So planning ahead, Jamie had asked for the extension of the injection nozzles to go the full 200-foot length of these laterals. And that was where the extra cost was coming in, because we were asking something more than what was originally spec, which is usually one right at the opening about halfway down. They're wanting to put one all the way down another extra 100 feet. So more piping, more underground work, more diver work to install it. So again, looking at some options there as far as maintenance of the well, rehabilitation of the well, once we get things rolling. And then at the same time, wanting to make sure that we have contacts or contact with contractors that would be able to come in and perhaps give us some proposals and options for the rehab of well 1.
Yeah.
Once well 2 is back online. So unfortunately, Lane is not able to provide the injection system subsurface. Again, they do it, but they don't have a contractor that's doing it right now. So it's it was one of those things where it was starting to look, maybe we need to look at some options here.
Yeah,
So
it sounds like a good plan.
used to be, was it Suez? Yeah, yeah.
Like,
So they bought the technology, but they don't have anyone that can use it. So,
so like they bought their competition,
and then
then put it out of business.
put out of business. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically. Anything else under old business? We don't have anything for new business. Resolutions. We have resolution 2022-42 to adopt the budget for fiscal year 2022-23. If someone would like to make a motion to introduce
So moved.
and a second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Would the clerk please read the resolution by title only?
A resolution of the Jefferson County Water Authority hereby adopts the budget for fiscal year beginning October 1st, 2022 and ending September 30th, 2023, and establishing an effective date.
Any discussion? The changes that we had talked about at the August meeting have been incorporated into the budget.
You happy with it?
Or excuse me, man.
I said, are you happy with it?
Oh, yes. Yes, I went through the budget. I'm happy with the way it goes.
I had an opportunity to speak with one of your employees recently came in to pay his water bill, and asbestos resident, and extolled how pleased he and his other coworkers are with the new management, fixing some things that have long been out of whack, and really wanted to thank the board for our support for them through both the transition of leadership, but how we've supported them financially and acknowledging the difficulties that everybody's having with the economy. So I know our new budget continues that effort with the raises that it has in it, but he was overjoyed, and want to make sure you guys knew that they really do appreciate the support that you give them. They feel it, and that they like the new guy too. So everything's going well.
I like the new guy too. Mark doesn't, but.
I would entertain a motion to adopt the resolution.
So moved.
And a second,
Second.
roll call, please.
Greg Camp,
Yes.
Matt Unrein,
Yes.
Terry Thomas.
Yes.
Mark Johnson,
Yes.
Kevin Dennis.
Yes.
All right. Next up, resolution 2022-43. It's the discretionary contribution of the 401k plan. We do this annually. We would need a motion to introduce.
So moved.
And second,
Second.
all those in favor?
Aye.
Would the clerk please read the bill in title only?
Resolution of the Jefferson County Water Authority of Festus, Missouri, authorizing the treasurer to make a discretionary contribution into each employee's 401k profit sharing plan according to the plan documents, prescribing the conditions thereto and establishing an.
Any discussion? If there isn't any, we would entertain a motion to adopt.
So moved.
And a second,
Second.
roll call, please.
Greg Camp,
Yes.
Matt Unrein,
Yes.
Terry Thomas,
Yes.
Mark Johnson,
Yes.
Kevin Dennis.
Yes.
Okay. Item 9 under reports, information only. We do have the trial balance, general ledger, cash activity, revenue expenditure report. If there are any questions on that, Jeff, if there's anything you'd like to add to your plant manager report,
Just a couple quick updates.
go ahead and turn your mic on.
The outage is still on.
Jeff, turn your mic on.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
The outage is still on for next week for 2 days. The goal is to be pumping water to the cities by Friday.
Okay.
We're gonna clean the cone and everything, so it's gonna take a long while to refill up that cone. I did talk with Seth from Herculean this morning. I talked to Jim Tyndall from Festus this morning, so everybody's all on the same page on the timeline. We're doing this and all that good stuff. On the report, I had mentioned the SCADA screens blacking out. It looked like we had the problem resolved. Well, guess what? Last weekend it popped back up. The Durkin group, they're looking at this. This is a warranty item, but they came down and looked at it Monday. And they're talking, there's something in there. I'm not real tech savvy, but there's something in there with the audio on the alarms is making this thing go haywire. So they're gonna move some of the screens to the PC that we're putting our line system on, and then they're talking about putting an audio in the control panel. Hopefully get this resolved. It's kind of hard to operate a plant when you can't see what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know, so they're still working that. The UPS, the manufacturer's reps did come down last Friday, and there was a whole team of them. I thought there was like going to be one person come look at this. There was like 5 of them. But they're gonna fill out a report and give us a good report on that, on what we need. But the guy, he said, now it looks like maybe just replacing a module, and I don't know what all that entails, but then, but more to come. When I get that report, I'll make sure I forward it to all the board members so you guys see what's going on in that. And then the AC guy for the well pump, well one pump control panel down there, that AC system that was in op, we're trying to fix that up so eventually we can use well one as a backup. Well, he said where that's leaking at is like the absolute worst place where you could get a leak on one of these things. So, so I told him, you know, well, welcome to the JCWA. But he's getting me a price for a new, the compressor's bad, and that's right where it's broke at, is on the compressor. So he's getting me prices on a compressor versus a whole new unit. And so when I get that, I'll update the board on that.
Why would
Other
you
than
think
that,
it would
we're
be in
good.
a good spot?
Well, yes, you know, that's the kind of luck we have.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone have any questions for Jeff?
Yeah, a couple times in there, you mentioned that some of these circuits were put in wrong or
With the UPS.
well, I have to go back and look at it again. I read it, but I noticed a couple times you said they just replaced a couple of them and said, when the guy looked at them and said they were probably put in wrong or wasn't,
Maybe it was the SCADA. Was it
Yeah.
the SCADA thing?
And I know that was, I think, the issue with the UPS as well as the
Well,
original unit.
With the UPS, originally it was wired wrong. There's supposed to be, a lot of these units, my understanding, they have like an internal grounding system. Apparently the one we purchased, it did not have that. And the electrician, he had, after realizing that, he put a bypass, external bypass on that UPS system to get it back down to 120. So initially, when he fired that up, that's when we fried the circuits and everything upstairs. So that's what the cause is.
I think there was some issue with the spec, and we've been working with Guarantee Electric to address the warranty coverage related to the installation there.
that's what looking at, you know, these things were wrong and get some money to take care of them.
Yeah, I think they've been very, at least on the UPS. Jeff, Matt and I had a meeting just to kind of go over timeline. We also reviewed the original spec that had been prepared by Jamie, and there were some inconsistencies. So we wanted to make sure that if we sat down with Guarantee, that kind of had our ducks in a row. I think they've been very open to saying, hey, look, you know, we want to work with you, we want to be a partner with you. So, you know, how can we kind of put this one behind us? And then they've been very good in coordinating, having the tech with APC come in and look at the unit itself and make sure it's the right unit, it's wired the right way, and we won't have, and that it's working. That was the big question, was that you go through all this trouble to put in a uninterruptible power supply, and it turns out that it's interruptible.
Yeah.
That's not good. So,
No, that's all I got.
okay.
Plus great report. I love it. It's got so much detail and I don't have to hardly ask any questions.
Anyone else for questions for Jeff? Any questions, comments from the board of directors? Kevin, you have anything?
Nothing, sir.
All right. Anyone else in the room?
Nope, I'm good.
No, sir.
Okay, at that point, then I would entertain a motion to adjourn. I'll second that. All those in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? All right. Thank you all.